Well, I just wanted to record day 30 of 1 hour meditations, and I'm going to do so quietly because I was going to do this earlier today, but I kind of got swept away and it's a little bit late in the house, and so some people are sleeping. So I'll scoop forward, that's what I'll do. It's been interesting. Like, I wish that I knew when I started this that it was going to be nothing like I expected. I think I expected that I was going to have these like really deep and profound revelations. I keep saying that, but every time that I meditated, and it's not like that at all. It's like I just am sitting. I'm just sitting for an hour every morning, and that simple act of sitting is kind of crazy cool, and in the sense that like it's getting easier and easier to just do that. I am noticing huge shifts in the way that I'm thinking about my life, and I'm still thinking a lot. I feel really prone to it, but I'm thinking differently. Really way more productive than I think I've been in a long time. Like, I'll just take my camera for a second and show you my mess of a desk, but I've just been going to town. Like, just, that's not even the half of it. That's nothing. And that's just from the past probably few days. Really productive, really clear on kind of just like how I want my life to be, making a lot more decisions that will propel me forward instead of keep me exactly where I've been. And I don't feel the same amount of anxiety that I think I might otherwise or had been feeling before about making certain decisions. In fact, I feel very, I don't know, I was talking to a friend today about this, where it's like, it feels like kind of learning how to ride a bike. It's like really scary at first, and so at first it's like we always want to like hold on really tight, and that extra tension makes it that much easier to fall off. But lately I've been feeling like I'm starting to kind of get it, whatever that means, just in the subtle sense, like I'm still holding on, and there's still some attachment to the old patterns that I've had, but there's this like there's all this new stuff coming in. It's really cool. New inspirations, new visions of how the future could be, newfound kind of strength in myself, definitely more support for myself than I'm used to. I've been spending a little bit more time kind of alone, but like really enjoying that. It's hard to explain, but it's really cool. So I think the biggest takeaway has been how to be my own best friend out of this, and how to kind of access that space of, deep down, where we say like, oh, but deep down I know it's going to be okay. I feel closer and closer every day to that space that just knows it's going to be okay. And Kyle Cease, the guy who kind of inspired me and who I'm going to see next weekend, said, fall in love with the unknown. Or he doesn't say to fall in love with the unknown, but he talks about, the idea of falling in love with the unknown or not knowing. And I think I'm finally understanding what he means. It's like, fall in love with that open possibility. The more that I can step into a place of trusting that life is conspiring to make things happen for me in the best way, even better maybe than like my, fear and whatnot can kind of paint for me, the more that I love not having to carry the knowing of how everything is going to happen. I mean, because really that's what I've done for so long. It's like, I want to know exactly how the future is going to go. I want to know if I'm going to, be successful, if I'm going to find, a wonderful place to live, if I'm going to be able to support myself. And it's like I've wanted to be, or I've held myself responsible for like every single step in front of me. And I feel less like that is my responsibility, and I feel like this constant reminder coming through that says like just to trust in the process and to recognize that everything is built step by step and by being really present. So when I find myself like thinking a lot about the future, I feel like it's easier for me to observe that and to witness that rather than to be super caught up in it, you know. And so, and that's totally not my style. At least in the past, I would always like, you know, be super caught up in it. But the thing to attribute to meditation then would be my ability to sit through whatever comes up in that hour. So in that hour, a lot of the time, it'll be those types of thoughts, you know, thinking about the future, thinking about the past, or, you know, dreamlike thoughts, or whatever comes up, and I don't get up. I don't leave that. There's nowhere to go with it, you know, and I can catch my mind kind of just wanting to go off into those places, and it's becoming easier and easier to just recognize what's happening. So, I mean, and that's only 30 days of trying this out, you know, and I also can't imagine life without meditation in the morning now. It's maybe become a habit, in a good way though. So I'm going to try and keep this one really short and not overly do it, but day 30, I feel awesome. It's a process, you know, there's so many things still that I know I'm working on, but I'm recognizing that like, it's gonna get done. It's all gonna get done, and it'll get done, you know, more or quicker or whatever, the more I'm able to be present, and also showing up for myself, like being able to do things like make myself dinner, go to yoga. I'm able to do all things as long as I keep showing up for the work that I'm also doing. So like, you know, coming home today from my yoga class, it's like time to work, and I just did, and I spent like 8 or 9 hours working, and then I made myself dinner because I was like, well, I had lunch too and breakfast, but because I also want to make space for myself in all of this, so that it's not, you know, me meditating so that I can work harder only. It's so that I can have a full life. So anywho, day 30, I'm excited. I've got, what is today? Just over a week before I finally get to go to this cool seminar for 2 days. It's a 2-day event, and it's called the Limitation Game, which is really exciting. I'm going to learn more about how to break free of my limitations. Yeah, things are awesome. I feel really good.